So I almost got scammed. But it was really funny. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I just moved to New York and like I'm apartment hunting, right? And like, you know, apartment hunting is a little bit of a female dog. You know what I mean? I can't cuss, I'm fast. Before moving here, all my friends in New York told me the same thing. You do not move here until you tour the apartment. And I was like, why? Now that I'm here, I get it. The landlords are treacherous. Damn. So I've been touring like 1 to 6 places every single day, right? And since I started looking for apartments, I found this one apartment in an area that every New Yorker tells me it's chill. Every non-New Yorker tells me it's like not chill. So I kind of wanted to see it myself, right? But I never got the address. Today, I got the address. I go to check it out, right? I take the subway. I get there. The subway station next to the place, so clean. I've never seen a subway station that clean so far. Wow, you know? I walk out and even the streets are clean. I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, this place is stunning, right? And then I'm walking towards, like, the apartment 3 minutes away. So close. I walk to it and I'm like, yo, the apartment building is stunning too. What's the catch? It's really cheap. There's no way. And I already had pictures, right? Like, I've seen the pictures. They have AC, they have heating, they have everything. I was like, bro, this is kind of rare for New York. They even have an indoor, like, washer and dryer that, like, I can use for free. I don't have to pay for electricity, Wi-Fi, anything. Bro, like, tell me that's not a catch, right? I'm outside of the apartment. He tells me to go upstairs. I go upstairs. He opens the door. Funky ass smell. Damn, like, I can't even call it a bad smell. It smells funky. Like, hot air has been trapped inside with not a single window being opened for the past 6 years. Disgusting. But, like, it didn't smell bad. You know what I mean? Like, I was still trying to convince myself, like, this is okay, right? I look at the landlord, because, you know, I was just like, I don't know. I'm supposed to have a roommate, so maybe he's the roommate, right? So I look at him, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this guy's like 6 foot, white. Locks. Anyways, I go ahead with the tour. He lets me in. I walk down this hallway. I walk past like 2 locked doors and a curtain. Weird. In the hallway. It's weird. And then I get to the room and then it looks exactly like the pictures. No problems, right? Once we finished with the room, I was just like, oh, it's great. He's like, okay, time to leave, basically. And I was like, wait. Like, what about the bathroom? He's like, right. Bathroom. I check out the bathroom. Bathroom's great, right? And then he's like telling me to leave again, kind of. And then I was like, wait, what about the kitchen? He's like, right, the kitchen. Shows me the kitchen. The kitchen's cool. And then I was like, what about the living room? He looks at me in all seriousness and he goes, what's that? Huh? What do you mean? So I say it's an extra room in the house that you can hang out in, invite friends over, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, we had a room like that, but I put a curtain and turned it into my bedroom. I was like, what about that extra locked door? He's like, oh, there's another person living there. I was like, that wasn't a part of the description. He's like, well, yeah, the landlord comes with the property. Huh? What do you mean? So I was like, you know, if I wanted to invite friends over and just hang out, we don't have a living room? He was like, well, it would be really weird if you invited people into my bedroom.